almost back to school, not really sure where you fall in the back to school time of the year. But today we are doing something pretty unique, and it is a back to school Snack-tacular. Now, here's the way that this is gonna go today. Okay, hold on, I gotta lower this. So I am looking at you here. I have a ton of things around me. I don't know if you could see some of them. I feel like I should have went a little lower, but this is what we're gonna do for now. Today we're gonna be talking about packing tips, snack ideas, and what else? And we're gonna make some recipes. And we today are partnered with two fantastic companies. And I don't know if you know, but it's a secret obsession of mine. So today we are partnering with Cretors, which I don't know if you guys have seen them. This is, it's really like a gourmet popcorn, and it's definitely an obsessive popcorn, so I'm giving you a heads up on that. I have not tried a few of these flavors, so today we're gonna try them live, so I'm a little stoked that I'm gonna have some popcorn. I haven't had popcorn way too long. I'm pretty sure it's because I ate so much popcorn during our Oscar movie showcase that I was like, I'm good for a minute. But today, the obsession starts all over again. So GH Cretors, and wait till you find out that Cretor, by the way, was a real person. And I hope I'm saying his name correctly, or the company's name, because it could be Cretors, but I'm pretty sure it's Cretors. And the other company that we're partnering with today is Popcorn Indiana, which is funny because for a while I used to, like, me and the kids always buy this. We buy the movie theater butter popcorn, and true story, the people at Popcorn Indiana sent me a bunch of popcorn. So I literally got cases of popcorn for this live feed. You can't go wrong with that. But here's where the problem started. My twins found out that we had popcorn, and so we had friends over the other day, and so me and the parents of their friends were sitting outside, and my kids and my friends' kids busted into the popcorn cases, and they ate 4 bags of popcorn. So when I tell you that this is a favorite treat of ours, the kids couldn't believe it. So I actually do not have any movie theater butter to taste today or make with things with today, because my kids literally ate all the popcorn. So we partnered with Popcorn Indiana, GH Cretors. We're gonna do a back to school Snack-tacular. We have prizes to give away, and we have tips and tricks on how to pack snacks for your kiddos. Now, if you notice that I keep looking over here, maybe I should move this a little bit. I'm gonna do something so crazy right now, and I'm gonna move something that, I'm here. So if I pause for a second, it's because my phone, of course, is still on. So I have moved this, and I have comments over here so I could see that Kelly's on and Andrea's on, and we have a bunch of people on today, so welcome. First thing I want to know before we jump into our crazy day of snack making and snack tips is, have your twins started school? Are they going back to school? Where do you fall into the back to school timeline? I know, like, it's so interesting because some schools, like in Florida, you guys are already back to school. California, I'm not sure. So tell me if your kids are back in school. I know that there's even some schools in New Jersey that have started, and now there's a few schools throughout our country that are doing full-time school, so 12-month programs, and instead of having like a 2-month summer break, they're doing, you know, longer weeks between sessions. So I think that that's interesting. So I want to know where your kids, look, so Kristen's kids are back to school. Jamie in Ohio, have your kids started school? Are they back to school? Give us the scoop. So now if you have questions or comments or want to add your 2 cents in what we're doing today, just type it in the comments below. Julie is the wizard behind the curtain at Oz, as we say, and she will be texting me questions, and you will see that I will reference over here. So Julie is over here. And if I have not already introduced myself, which perhaps I haven't, I am Natalie Diaz. I'm the founder of Twiniversity. I'm the mom of 13-year-old kids. I don't know how it happened either, but I am constantly on the hunt for snacks. So I got lunches down. Lunches I usually do leftovers from last night, sandwiches or whatever, but I often pack snacks for the kids. And I remember when the kids were little, they used to have multiple snacks throughout the day. So it was not even like I had to pack a snack. It's I had to pack the 10 o'clock snack and then the 2 o'clock snack. And I always wondered if the school thought that my children were hobbits. Do you remember in the Hobbits? They had like 11sies and stuff like that. So I had to pack all these snacks, and I know that Julie's kids are back to school and they are now packing multiple snacks per day. So there's a lot of issues of how do we pack the snacks, how much to bring, how much does the school bring, and so on and so forth. We're gonna cover that all today, but that's a quick rundown of who I am and what we're gonna do. Hopefully the people from Popcorn Indiana and GH Cretors could pop on today, because I have a question too. I was reading something on their website, and I had, first of all, the GH Cretors website has so many awesome recipes that I was not aware of this. I made myself aware of this, and ironically, I made one of the recipes that are on their website. So my popcorn intuition covered something that they have had on their website, and perhaps I saw it maybe like a year ago. I saw it on their website, and then it just stuck in my head. But I did make something that's right in front of me. It smells so good. I know that my kids are gonna try to jump in and eat all my good stuff. But let's talk a little bit. Oh, your triplets are in kindergarten, Lisa. Congratulations to your kindergarten triplets. So the first thing that I want to talk about is I want you to think about how your kids snack. Do your kids like a heartier snack? Are they grazers? Do they eat snacks throughout the day? What type of kids do you have? And think about how they eat snacks. So that's the first thing. And of course, being, we could go triplet route or we could go twin route. Your kids may not want the same snacks. They might not eat the same snacks. And your goal as a parent is to make sure that you're packing snacks that your kids will actually eat. Because the point of the snacks is to get them from the morning to the night without them crashing or becoming hangry or whatever. So first of all, think about the type of snacks that your kids want. Now, here's the next problem. You find the snacks that your kids like and you give them the same thing every day. And then you try to change it up and they're like, what? I won't eat hummus. What? I won't eat carrot sticks. What? I won't eat this. So if they get 2 snacks a day, try to balance out stuff you know they love and stuff that you know they'll try. And you could really MacGyver it and make dips and all this other stuff. And there's a lot of ways that I'm going to show you that you could send them a bunch of stuff at school and you would be set. Okay, so yes, Amy, they do that, right? They come into the kitchen and they eat everything that moves. I want to show you a few going to school snacks. Then we're going to talk about after school snacks. So going to school snacks, I first want to talk about different containers. Now, your kids, you may send your kids go to school with containers like this. I forgot to grab something. Wait, stay right there. I got it right here. So you may send them to school with stuff like this. Now, here's the question. Can they open it? Before you start using a new container for school, please make sure that your kids can actually get the containers opened. The teachers at school do not have the time to go around from child to child to child, opening everybody's snacks. And if your kids feel like, teacher, Miss Libby, I need you to open the container for me, it's not going to give them that same sense of independence. So it's important that you make sure that the containers that they have are openable for tiny little hands. So if you do, what you should do is before you start using a new container, you should have them practice, all right? Have them practice opening it. More importantly, have them practice closing it. Because if you fill this up with whatever, strawberries or banana chunks or whatever the heck you put in here, when they open it, they eat it, they didn't finish it, they put it back in their lunchbox, stuff spills all over the place. So before you use a new container, my number 1 tip, please make sure that your kids can open and close the containers before you start sending them to school. Now, there are different size containers. I recommend that you buy a bunch of these. They are all stackable, and more importantly, they're washable and they're reusable. There's even some fantastic bento boxes that are out there. But if you are somebody who's like, I refuse to hand wash anything, like some people we know, Make sure that whatever you buy before you buy it is dishwasher safe. Not all containers are dishwasher safe, especially if you buy the stainless steel bento boxes. I will tell you, they say don't put them in the dishwasher. Sometimes people put them in the dishwasher and then they start rusting and you have to throw them in the garbage. Same thing goes for drink containers. If you are buying drink containers that need to be hand washed only, you may want to not buy it. You may want to skip it. And you should have, if you're thinking, you should have everything in sets of 3. One that's going to be used for lunch today, one that's going to be used for lunch tomorrow, and one that goes into your dishwasher. So whenever you're buying drink containers, snack containers, you should be purchasing a minimum of 3 if you are not somebody who uses the dishwasher every day, okay? Sometimes people don't have enough dishes to load a whole dishwasher and turn it on. Sometimes people don't want to hand wash. If you are that type of person, you have to think in sets of 3. And I'm going to tell you too, even though 3 seems like a lot, when you're planning your budget for 3. Don't budget for 1. Because if you found like the best snack container in the whole universe and you only had 1 of them, I'm literally going to have to wash it every single day and send it to school the next day. So you want 2, but then you'll be like, oh, whatever, we didn't get home late, or we had a dentist appointment, or we had a doctor's appointment, and now I have yesterday's thing in there. You just buy 3. Now the next thing, when you buy your containers, an issue that I personally have, and I know that many families have, make sure you have room for these containers. If you are buying the giant bento boxes, make sure that 3 are going to fit into your cabinet, the drawer, wherever you are storing these containers. Please make sure that they actually fit. Those are really important, just packaging tips. Forget about what goes in them. We have to make sure that they are getting to school with the kiddies, getting to preschool with the kiddies in a safe fashion, right? We don't want it everywhere. We don't want it disgusting. We don't want them getting to school and then the teacher, was grading a paper and then they couldn't get the container open the whole snack time, and then the teacher finally realizes that your kid didn't eat. So please, right? So the 3 rules are open and close it, how many to buy, and make sure you have room for it. That's just speaking about snack containers in general. So that's our first thing. Now, once we have our snack containers, sometimes people like to use 1 large snack container and put a lot of little snacks in it. And this is where I wasn't going to use that. I was actually going to lick my finger, old school style. But I won't do that today for you. I love cupcake little holders. The silicone ones are the best because they are reusable. But if you're like, I want to have less dishes, I just want to use paper, I don't want to think about it, then just use the little silicone cupcake. I'm licking that now. Now you're just all going to have to deal with that. You could use the little cupcake liners to put different snacks in here, okay? So now I want to have some nuts. I want to have some granola. I want to have some popcorn, all right? So these are the different things, and you could do anything. And also make sure, right? So look, I have 3 little sections without having the little bento box. Now clearly I would fill these up more. Could you see them? Clearly I would fill these up more if I were really sending this with my kids to school. John, I think the chimney guy's here. Hang on one second. Literally, we're having a chimney sweep come. Babe?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. All right, we're good. He's here. So I would fill these up more, and then they would shimmy around less. So that's just one idea. Welcome to my real world, guys. That's why my Instagram name is #NatsRealWorld. Not hashtag, it's the @ symbol. So that's the next thing. You do not have to buy the bento boxes. They can be a little pricey. There's a few, I think the company is Sistema. Jewel, could you look that up? There's one bento box that does a sandwich on the side and then has 2 compartments on the other side. I use those a lot. I like those. Those are pretty good. But the liquids do, like if I put like hummus and carrots or something next to each other, it doesn't really work out for us. So just know your containers. You may even want to do a trial run with some foods to make sure that things aren't going to leak from one compartment to the next. So that is just my little cupcake trick. And I would package this up and I would go. Okay, now that's the next thing. Now, before you even start thinking about packing, if your kids are starting a new school, or if your kids are in a school that they've been for years, double check every single beginning of the year. What are the rules for snacks? Is it a nut-free? Is it a dairy-free? We found out Julie's kids are going to school that's shellfish-free, which thank goodness that she knew, because I mean, if she sends those kids to school with crab dip, like what shellfish? I guess shrimp maybe people will go to school with. So check the rules of your school, double, triple, quadruple check, and please make sure that you are bringing the appropriate snacks for your kids. Now here's the crazy thing. Just because your school may be peanut free, it may not be tree nut free. Peanut allergies and tree nut allergies, believe it or not, the same kid doesn't always have both. I have a good friend that has tree nut allergies but can't eat peanuts. Makes no sense. Peanuts are more of a vine than growing from a tree, like a pecan or pecan, however you want to say that. So just know, find out the rules of your school, okay? So we talked about packing. We talked about school rules. I don't know, could you see I wrote things down so I could keep myself on track? The next thing I want to talk about is balance. When you're packing snacks for your kids, you have to make sure that it's balanced. This is, well, let's talk about something that actually is balanced, right? So here, there are some popcorns that are definitely, if you're concerned about salt, if you're concerned about calories, if you're concerned about sugar, there's definitely some popcorn choices that you should consider over others. This is, by the way, this is also, I think it's our second favorite. They send me multiple bags of this one, so luckily the kids did not eat all of this. But this particular popcorn, okay, so a serving size is 3 3/4 cup. 3 3/4 cups of this is 140 calories. All right, so they broke it down and it's only 37 calories per cup. So if you're somebody that's like, I want to watch what the kids are eating, I want to make sure that, you know, it's not all crap. Really, please, just because it's made for kids does not mean it's going to be healthy for them. So please make sure that you are always reading the nutritional information. Just gaze at it. I'm not saying don't buy it. There's still, you said maybe like, whatever, my kids like this, they're going to eat it. I still want you to always look at the nutritional information, because sometimes on the front it'll say like, you know, only 35 calories, but then you look on the back and you realize that the 35 calories is for 2 pieces or for half a bar instead of a whole granola bar or something like that. So please make sure that you are balancing the kids' snacks with healthy, nutritious, and if you want to have some junk in there, go for it. I'm not a family that believes that you should, like the kids should be, you know, organic full-time and vegan children. If you want to let your kids have Fruit Loops or whatever, absolutely. But just teach them that everything is good as long as it's in moderation. And if you start talking about that when they're little, it's not going to be a discussion when they're teenagers. Okay? So always remember, have everything, but just try to balance it. If you're going to have, and also, in not only balancing calorically and balancing nutritionally, but balancing texture. So don't have 4 mushy snacks. Don't have 4 crunchy snacks. Have some snacks that have different texture. And this is especially important for the littles. While your kids are still developing oral motor skills, okay, and I'm not saying this is for the 6-month-olds, but I'm saying that if you're, you know, you're thinking about preschool and beyond, do not give them 18 crunchy things, because then they will get used to having crunchy things. Give them some crunchy, give them some mushy, give them some soft, and then they will get used to having a variety of textures with their snacks, with their meals. Just think about it. I'm just saying, okay? All right, I want to go, and I love that you guys are thinking about it. Costco granola bars are nut-free. Yes. Also, you know, Costco has those fig bars. Oh my gosh, so delish. So many great things. I love it so much. So yeah, I just want to let you know that they really, really, really do. Look, Julie says, our school doesn't allow any junk, no cookies, cupcakes, no sweets. It's really limited on what I could send. You have to find out your rules, because when would you ever think that no cupcakes would be allowed, right? You think like, oh, you'd have a party and you have cupcakes, and now all of a sudden you're like, we're having a party and we have to have a fruit platter, which I'm going to tell you, don't discount because you could do a lot of fun things just with fruit. You could make skewers. You could really make a lot of fun stuff. So don't think that your school is just trying to be a bunch of buzzkills and they're like, those kids don't want them to have anything. There's always an alternative and there's always a reason. So that is something. Some schools don't even allow you to bring goodie bags. Or I mean, there's a lot that has changed since I was in grade school 10 years ago, right? Because some babies having babies. A lot's changed, a lot continues to change, but then also some schools do change their rule based on the last year. So we got that. Now, let's talk about making some snacks. I want you to start thinking outside of the bag, right? Instead of outside of the box. You get something, often people think like, oh, you know, let's see, this is it. This is all that we're gonna have. We're gonna have this one popcorn. I'm gonna say, let's do something crazy, especially if you wanna do something different. If your kids are having a bad day, if your kids are celebrating something, if your kids, it's literally Tuesday and you wanna change the universe, change it up. Always let the kids have a little element of whimsy and surprise. It's so much fun. So one day when they come home from school, right, you guys were saying that they come home and they're like ravenous. Instead of just having pre-made snack bags, which are great, instead of having pre-made snack bags, have a buffet on the table. A little Phoebe buffet. And so what I think would be pretty cool is think about things that accompany each other. So what you could do is you give your kids an empty container, or you give your kids an empty bowl, whatever you'd like them to use, and then you give them a few different items to choose from. So here's one. Just have a bowl full of pretzels. You can't beat it. A bowl full of pretzels. So I'm going to take a few pretzels, okay? I'm making my own snack mix. And then I have a bowl full. This is actually granola. Now don't roll your eyes at me. This is like paleo granola. So there's no grains in it. It's literally just shredded coconut and different types of nuts. Of course, this is if your kids have no allergies. But this is super high in protein, and if you look at it, and by the way, it tastes extraordinary. If you look at it, it looks like a treat on its own. But now we're gonna use it as an add-in. Now you could use shredded coconut. Make sure there's no sugar on it if that's a concern for you. Toasted coconut. You could toast it yourself, which I know that's a lot of work. I'm into it too. I don't want you to do a lot of work either. But just take a little bit of this. I'm adding it to my pretzels, okay? And then the next thing is, if you wanna just go crazy and you wanna have like a super fun snack, just some chocolate chips. And if you're worried about them using too many, put a spoon in it. That's gonna make them portion control it so they don't go totally nuts. So you could also buy the mini chocolate chips. You don't have to buy the large chocolate chips. And I'm gonna take a few chocolate chips, okay? And then I'm gonna take some of my popcorn. I'm gonna have a bowl filled with popcorn, and I am going to add in some popcorn. Now, of course, if you have tiny kids that have tiny hands, maybe you wanna assist them. Maybe you wanna say, limit 2 handfuls per scoop or whatever. And then, if they really wanna get super fancy, just for, this is totally unnecessary, but an element of fun, have them put the top on, make sure the top is secure, and then they can shake it up. Okay, and now they feel like they made their snack, and when kids feel like they have a little bit more control, they're more likely to eat it. And now you could do this with vegetables, you could do this with fruit, you could do this with snacks. And if they like the snack, before you put the snacks away, say, hey, why don't you make your snack for tomorrow? Go ahead right now, because I don't want to really take everything out tomorrow and make bowls for the kids again. I love them and all I do, but this is a special treat that we're going to have. If you want, while they're there, say, hey guys, you know what? We're going to make our snacks for the week. So go in your little pantry, get out a few Ziploc bags, and you have them make their snacks for the week. Oh, you know, I loved pretzels. Oh, I love the granola. Oh, I want some chocolate chips. Oh, I definitely want some popcorn, okay? And once that's all done, make sure that we could actually close up the little bag. Once that's done, close it up, and guess what? Now I literally could put these into my snack drawer. I could put them into a box in the kitchen. I could put them wherever the kids could reach them, and I know that they have a portion control, healthy snack that I approved. And then you could save a lot of money purchasing stuff this way versus buying the little, case of snack packs that go from, from Costco or whatever. So that is definitely another idea that I want you to have. Okay, now, the next thing I want to say is, let's go to my actual list, right? I want to make a recipe with you. We're not going to make it live because I will burn everything down and set the kitchen on fire, and that would not be an okay thing to do. But one of the things that my kids have always loved is my kids love Rice Krispie treats. Whose kids love Rice Krispie treats? Show of paws, double paws, triple paws. Have you made them before in your house? How often do you make them? What's your 2 cents on Rice Krispie treats? Now, I personally find Rice Krispie treats to be a little bland. I don't love Rice Krispies. It's not one of my favorite snacks that I've made. So I love, thank you. Hey, Catherine's joining us. I don't absolutely love Rice Krispies, but you know what I do love? I do love popcorn. So I said, why can't I make popcorn treats, right? So old school, which is old school. Did anybody used to get popcorn balls when they were like trick-or-treating for Halloween or whatever? So I vaguely remember eating popcorn balls, and I don't know if my grandmother made them. Like, now that I'm really thinking about it, I have no idea where they came from. They could have been store-bought. They could have been homemade. No one knows. But I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back the popcorn ball, guys. So what you do, and here's if you do not know how to make a popcorn ball. Yeah, Catherine, I'm telling you, I'm glad you're here. Marnie, come on, Marnie. You popcorn bowled before. In a pot, you are going to add, I would say, literally, I'm not following a recipe. This is my own recipe because I find that the recipe on the box makes them too heavy. So I am going to use a half a stick of butter. This is actually 2 sticks of butter, so I'm going to use a quarter of this. It's my favorite butter in the whole wide world. So I will use a quarter of this, so a half a stick of butter, and then, oh my gosh, where the heck are my marshmallows? Then I'm going to take a half a bag of marshmallows or more marshmallows, and this is really based on you. When I read recipes on websites, I'm like, you guys are adding too much. Like, this is too much. I just need enough melted marshmallow to get the bowl together. So, excuse me, I put in a half a stick of butter, and then I add in about a half a bag of marshmallows. You could add a little bit more depending, but make sure the flame is low, because if you burn the butter, it's going to make the marshmallows weird color, by the way. And if you burn the marshmallows, they also turn brown. So once you melt all of that, which, by the way, this is never coming out again because I waited too long to take it out of the pot. Once you melt that all down, then you add in your popcorn. So I have added in about, I would say, 4 cups of popcorn to the half a stick of butter, half a bag of marshmallows, and 4 cups of popcorn. Once that's done, okay, now I have the molten lava popcorn mix. You can spread it out on the pan and you can cut it later. Now, here's the one trick that I have learned. This is one of my favorite things in my house is now coconut oil. I've become super obsessed with it. I use it to cook. You could use it for your skin. You could put it in your hair. Like, coconut oil is so, really, it's just good for everything. The other great thing that coconut oil is good for, if you are breastfeeding, you could actually use this as a lubricant if you are going to pump. So that's an interesting thing, and you could use it to massage your arms, your legs, all of that. So this I do keep in our fridge. I know that you could keep it out, but because I keep it in my fridge, it's solid, and it will, if it's like heats up, clearly it goes to a liquid. But I take a little bit of coconut oil and I rub it on my hands, and then I get the stuff to make these popcorn balls, okay? I get a little scoop out of my pot and I make popcorn balls. Boom, boom, boom. That's my popcorn ball. Now the good thing is you could make them as big or as small as you like. If you want to make almost like tiny little popcorn balls, I would actually make them bigger so kids could eat them like an apple. Excuse me. So that's the first thing that I would do. Make bigger ones. And you can make them all different sizes. So here, I have made some tiny ones and I've made some large ones. If your partner loves popcorn balls, maybe make some bigger ones. You could even shape them into snowmen. That's another thing that you could do because it is sticky. So in the winter time, I can make popcorn snowmen. And we could put it in, if you go to like Michael's or AC Moore, they sell those clear bags. You could put them in a clear bag, put a little ribbon on top, give it to your teacher as a teacher gift. So popcorn balls, I love them. Now here's the other awesome thing about popcorn balls. They are a great way to add other things in to the popcorn balls. You could add in dried cranberries. You could add in more coconut. I could add in some apricot, some dried pineapple, but make sure that whatever popcorn you're using is going to complement your add-ins. So this particular one, I keep referring to this bag, but this really is my favorite one. This pink Himalayan salt, I find that it's salty, but it's not too salty. And I love salty and sweet. Salty and sweet people, where are you? Hello, I want to see you. Salty and sweet people, paging you in aisle 2. I am a salty sweet person. So the marshmallows make it sweet, the popcorn makes it salty. If I were going to do a second one, I would do the sea salt. The sea salt is another one of my favorites. And now if you want to make it like salty savory, then use the movie theater butter. If you're like, I want to do it, then do it with the movie theater butter. I won't judge you. Nobody's looking. It's okay. I do not recommend you use the cheddar. Don't skip the cheddar, is what I'm saying to you. So now, because I like to change it up a little bit, and because I always have some staples in my house. This, I don't know if this is you, but I always have chocolate chips. I actually store them in the freezer so that the kids just don't eat them like tiny baby savages. So I store them in the freezer, don't tell them that. And sometimes, I'm telling you, if I really am afraid that they're gonna eat them, this is horrible and don't judge me. You know when you buy frozen bags of vegetables? I actually cut off the top of the frozen vegetables and I put my chocolate chips in there so the kids don't know I have chocolate chips, because what if I need to make emergency cookies? What if I want an emergency fondue party? I don't know. But my kids are notorious now that they're big for searching my freezer. So, and my husband too. I don't think he'd eat the chocolate chips, but sometimes he does eat the chocolate chips. He hears me. See, now he knows where I store the chocolate chips. He would have never looked. Would you have ever looked in the broccoli?
No.
Never. Never. Do you think the kids would?
No.
And other things I hide in there? Halloween candy. There is a box of frozen broccoli. No, frozen cauliflower. That's like, it's in my freezer. It's got to be...
Vegetables just attain new life for me.
Vegetables retain new life for you?
Attain new life for me.
They attained new life for you. That's not good. Okay, but do you know that there's a box of cauliflower? The box of cauliflower must be 10 years old. How nobody realizes that the same box of cauliflower is in our freezer for 10 years, I'll never understand it. But there's secret Butterfingers hidden in there. So in case of emergency, my husband would never eat the Butterfingers, so I don't have to worry about him, but the kids would totally annihilate them. So I always have chocolate chips. And I always have graham crackers, because graham crackers are a nice little snack. Sometimes I want to make a pie crust because I do like to cook. I don't even know the last time I made a pie crust, but we always have graham crackers. Plus they're inexpensive. So what I did was, when I was making my popcorn balls, I also threw in, oh, Julie says it's prize time. Jewel, what's our prize? Julie's going to tell us our prize. It's prize time. Am I freezing? I don't know what's going on. Julie, let me know what prize we're giving away. Julie's going to post the prize. We're having a prize time. Super stoked. But before we give away our prize, know that in the popcorn balls, I added some chocolate chips and I added some graham crackers. And I just smushed them up recklessly. Also a great thing to do with all those broken graham crackers. And, am I frozen? Okay, hold on. Jewel, tell me what the prize is. I added that in, and if you see here, am I frozen to you guys too? I hope not. I hope I'm not frozen. But I added the graham crackers in, and if you look, here is my s'mores popcorn balls. Some of them have more chocolate than others. Some of them have more graham cracker. The graham cracker is falling out. But it really worked. And this tiny one, look how sweet that is. I want to eat all of this, guys. I just want to like recklessly eat this. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was going to be, by the way. Yeah, that's bad for me. I could eat 1,000 of these. This is so great. So Jewel, yes, oh my gosh, the kettle corn. Where is it? This kettle corn, life-changing. Absolutely a life-changing kettle corn. And if you do want the convenience of having small little snacks, then please make sure you could buy these. You could buy these. Julie's going to tell you where to find these, how to find these, where to go on. But I do have an issue with my kids doing portion control because they literally open up the giant bag of movie theater butter and they just keep eating it. Eating it. So if you buy the portion control bags, we are all set, okay? So this is, I think this might be one of the only ones that's available to you. All right, so we got that. Oh my gosh, I love it. The next thing that I really wanted to tell you, because I do have so many things I want to talk to you about today. Jewel, can you tell me what the prize is? I get very excited. I don't see Julie's message. To win the prize, just say, take me down to Popcorn, Indiana. Look at Julie choosing that. Clearly, you know I'm having a little bit of a lag problem here. So I appreciate you all for really holding in there. Now, before I go on to my next thing, I have never tried this. So this is the Cretors. This is the Cretors Honey Butter Kettle Corn. Do you want to see it? Could you see that? So the honey butter kettle corn. I don't even know what to say right now. So now I want to compare it. I love kettle corn, but I also love butter. This tastes like State Fair kettle corn. The State Fair kettle corn is often a little too buttery. Oh my God, John, I'm eating carbs. Oh, guys. No, John, this is really good. Want to come try it? The honey butter kettle corn bit?
No, thank you.
Let me tell you something. I don't know what they put in this. It's literal honey butter. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be talking right now. But I want to do this like horses do. And I just want to eat things out of this. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I have to say, Jeannie and Bridget, who, by the way, are people that we work with over at these companies, this is now going to be a problem. Also because, is my video sideways? I think you would have told me by now if my video was sideways. Yeah, that's really, really good. I want to keep eating that, but there's too much. So let me tell you about some of the other flavors. And let me tell you something. Hold on. Here, that's what I wanted to tell you. G.H. Creter. Guess what? Does anybody know what G.H. Creter created? I want you to take a guess. I will sit here and I will eat a few more pieces of these popcorn. If you guessed that he was the inventor of the popcorn machine, you guessed correct. This popcorn. So G.H. Creter was a real person, and he was the creator of the popcorn machine. This company was founded in 1885. So I would hope that in over 130 years, you would know how to do popcorn right. And they totally do know how to do popcorn right. So G.H. Cretors, they make some really clever mixes. First of all, this one, the honey butter, which clearly we know I'm not going to have a problem with. And I swear to you, I swear that's one of the most delicious popcorns I ever had. In general, I find that their popcorn is extraordinary because if you look at the kernels, okay, look at the kernel. There's never those little kernels that are unpopped. This is like super duper popped, crazy fluffy. I think they call it like a mushroom kernel or something. It's something that's specific to them, okay? So they make these and it's like when you chew it, it's so fluffy and so delicious. And because, I should show you the other one. Here, look. This one is their caramel corn, okay? Because it's so mushroom-like, right? Like it's like fluffy on top. It holds more stuff. So whatever the flavor is that you are looking to get, it is literally like stuck upon the top of this. This is their caramel corn. Love their caramel corn. So they have a few different flavors. I have to chew. Please hold. This tastes so sweet and good. And you guys know what I like to do with this, right? Hello, homemade Cracker Jacks. Instead of using peanuts, which you can use peanuts, you could use the honey roasted peanuts. I always have mixed nuts. I like mixed nuts better. My favorite nut is now pecan. So I make this and I make my own trail mix. You could mix these together, and what I love is that it's my own ratio of nuts to popcorn. So if I want, 2 cups of popcorn, or if I want more nuts than popcorn, I could make my own snack. I would do more nuts than popcorn. I like the salty better than the sweet, but I like them together. So if I were making like my favorite, if I had to say like what my favorite ratio would be, it would be a whole pecan. Well, guys, I'm gonna drop the mic on this one right now. I love doing live feeds on snacks because then I get to snack and I don't feel bad about it. It's so wonderful. I get so excited. So GH Creator, they make the mix, which is caramel corn and cheddar. When I first saw this, I was like, no, I don't think I could do caramel corn and cheddar. This is Julie's favorite. Julie loves the caramel corn and the cheddar. I actually eat both of them, but I eat all the cheddar first, and then I eat all the caramel corn. I like to have my flavors separated, but I love that it is in the same bag. So this is a good demonstration of salty sweet. Yes, Felicia, you're talking about the mix. I see you. Not sideways. Can you see? I can see the Facebook messages, Jewel, but they're not all coming through. So the only one that I saw was prize time. So something's definitely up. So Jewel, thanks for bearing with me. Now, GH Cretors makes the mix that we just saw. They make a cheese lovers. Do I have the cheese lovers? No, I'm pretty sure the kids ate the cheese lovers. I'm telling you right now, they're not punished because I know that I probably should have been more specific about please don't eat the popcorn that I need to have so that I could show you guys. So I think they might have eaten the cheese lovers. The next thing they do make is this honey butter kettle corn that we talked about. Here's another flavor. If you like a little kick to your popcorn, this is the buffalo and ranch mix. Okay? Oh, the second prize. A 24 count of snack bags from GH Cretors, the mix. Guys, it's prize time again. Prize time, prize time, prize time, prize time. So GH Cretors makes this in a snack size bag. Now, I will not get mad at you if you do not share them with the children, because our Snack-tacular isn't just for moms, dads, grandmas, aunts, uncles, and children. It's for really, you know what I'm trying to say. I totally messed that up. It is not just for the kids, it's for you. And remember that you should always, with popcorn especially, really watch them. If you're giving your kids popcorn below the age of 5, you might want to ask your pediatrician because it could potentially be a choking hazard. So you may want to wait and talk to your pediatrician before including popcorn into the lives of your tiny puppies. So if you want to win 24 snack packs of the mix, all you have to say is, what should I say, babe? It's always tough. What do I want you to say? How about mix it up? That's it. We're going to make it simple. Mix it up. Or, yeah, that's what we're going to say. So mix it up. Just put it in the comments below. Julie will pick a winner. We'll announce the winner. 24 snack packs of the mix is coming to you. You can't beat that. I love that so much. So what else do I got to tell you? So we talked about the different flavors. So the Buffalo Ranch, like we said, and they also have an extra virgin olive oil flavor that's very, very, very pure. It's very light. It's very crispy. I, as an Italian girl, love me some olive oil, and it's real extra virgin olive oil. It's not like the companies that are like, oh, fried in palm oil. When it is fried, when it is popped in olive oil, you could taste it. And they add just enough salt that every single kernel, you're never going to eat like a cup of it. So I really almost feel like popcorn companies, to me, them putting a portion size on the back of the bag is comical. The portion size is when the bag is empty. This is my personal problem that I have with popcorn. I don't know if you guys have the same problem too. So the snack bags are out. Don't forget you could get the kettle corn. So we have that. So we have the mixed cheese lovers, kettle butter, honey butter kettle corn. Oh my gosh. The organic, Cretors has an organic popcorn as well. They have a Buffalo Ranch and an extra virgin olive oil. Then for Popcorn Indiana, which if you go back and watch my Oscar movie showcase, what we did is every single year for the Oscars, I go and I watch this Oscar movie showcase. And so it's split into 2 days, and depending on how many movies were nominated, which 10 is the max for the Oscars that can be nominated, I do, I do 5 movies and 5 movies. I love popcorn so much, but I am not a big fan of the actual popcorn from the movies because, number one, I eat too much of it. So if I buy a bag of popcorn, like I said, the portion size is the bottom. That's the portion size. So if I bring a popcorn with me, it's better, right? I've always found that. And yes, some people do frown upon bringing snacks into a movie theater. However, AMC, which thank goodness for them, when you're seeing 5 movies in a row, you could bring your own snacks in because they cannot expect you to live on nachos and movie theater popcorn all day long. So you're allowed to bring your own snacks in. I don't want you to think that I'm like illegally smuggling snacks into the movie theater. Every movie theater is different. Also, if you go to like an earlier show with your kids, sometimes they really don't care if you bring stuff with you. So that's just something to consider. So for the Oscar movie showcases, I paired up all of the Popcorn Indiana flavors with a different movie. And I really did eat it during that movie. So I think for sea salt, I partnered this with Dunkirk because it was mostly ocean-based. And then I also think that I partnered this with The Shape of Water. Okay, so that was my other ones. Then there was a kettle corn. I think I may have partnered that with Lady Bird. I have to go back and look. Or maybe it was 3 billboards in whatever, Indiana. What was that? What was the name of that movie, babe? Missouri? Ebbing, Missouri. 3 billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. That was so serious and heavy that I wanted the sweet. So I just always partnered up my different things. That was so much fun, but I got to taste all of the different flavors from Popcorn Indiana. And one of the things that I love about them, and that's what I've used, by the way, for all of these recipes, because it's such a wonderfully pure popcorn, right? Like I was saying about the olive oil one, you can't really use the olive oil popcorn to make too many recipes, but when you have like a plain sea salt or the Himalayan salt or even the light kettle corn, you could really add different accompaniments into the popcorn. So it'll work for this, like the snack mixes. I don't necessarily know if some of the other popcorns that are already pre-mixed with flavors, if I'm gonna add in any more flavors to that. But sometimes with the pure flavors, this is where you add all the stuff. Now, the cool thing about Popcorn Indiana, which by the way is a real place, and yes, you could really go, it is super duper small little town. The population is 42. I wonder like if like somebody in Popcorn Indiana has a baby, if like the company is gonna change it to 43. Could somebody tell me, if there's any brand representatives on with the company, can you please tell me that you make this great? Okay, so Are you ready? This is heirloom corn, non-GMO, gluten-free, whole grain, and most of them are kosher. So this is also known as a snack that's gonna make everybody happy at a party. Because you get people that come to your house and they're like, no, I'm gluten-free. No, I'm only eating whole grains. No, I'm kosher. Fine, that's okay. Because guess what? I have literally one product in my house that has all of that. So these popcorns from Popcorn Indiana, and it does say, by the way, it does say on the bottom of the bags which are which. So if you're like, oh, I don't know, is that one kosher? I'm not really sure. Definitely take a look and you know. This is also great items to have in your house. And just have it as a standard stock item in your pantry. You could whip up the trail mix. You could whip up the snack mix, the buffet snacks. There's so much that we could do with popcorn instead of just mindlessly eating it in front of the television, which is my preferred way to eat it. But if you do find this, by the way, I found this on sale at Stop and Shop. We went nuts. Me and the kids went nuts. We bought, that day, I think we bought 12 bags of movie theater butter. So we bought, that's all that they had. Otherwise, we would have bought more. But it was on sale. I think it was on sale 2 for $6. So for $3, we got a giant bag of popcorn. Clearly, it's going to be different prices throughout the country, but this is what the sale was for us at Stop and Shop. So when we went and we stocked up, we never went to a movie for the entire summer without our bag of popcorn. We absolutely love that. So guys, I am so, oh yeah, the black and white drizzle. The kids ate that too. So Popcorn Indiana makes a bag. It's actually a slimmer bag because it's very heavy. But they make a popcorn with a chocolate drizzle on it. That's also gone. They also make limited edition flavors. My favorite so far that I've seen was the coconut drizzle. You can't find it. I want them to bring it back. And there's a few flavors that I really would like if they would produce, hint, hint, salt and vinegar. Just saying, that would be my popcorn flavor if I was making one. But I really loved that coconut drizzle. It was a limited time, but Popcorn Indiana does do limited releases of certain flavors. So if you're at the store and you're like, la, 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 if you see a limited edition, just buy it. I have never been disappointed with any of their limited edition flavors. I can't even name them, but I know that in my mind, that popcorn one, that was my faves. So kids, I hope that today you enjoyed our back to school snack-tacular thanks to Popcorn Indiana and Cretors, GH Cretors. But Google this dude, you're gonna be amazed. I mean, I was just doing research of this the other day and I can't even believe the history behind GH Cretors. It's really, 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 really unbelievable. In Chicago, Jules, in Chicago, 5 generations. Wow. Where do you find that? Where do you find a company that's running for 5 generations and a company that's made in a town with 42 people? These two guys, I'm loving that. And plus, they are just extraordinary people. They listen to our suggestions. Not saying that that's what makes good partners for Twiniversity, but when we're like, hey, listen, we really want to do something about back to school snacks. They're like, yeah, let's do it. They're so excited, and we get equally as excited to play with them too. And I get very excited to play with you guys, especially on a Friday. It's a rare treat for me to play with you guys on a Friday. But I gotta go back to my own reality. And I have to go back to my own twinnies and my own hubby and my own puppy, who's not a puppy anymore. I gotta clean this kitchen because all I made was popcorn bowls, yet it's gonna take me about 4.5 hours to clean this kitchen. So happy back to school. I hope that it is unbelievably successful. I hope the tips that I gave you today are really beneficial. Really use them, especially the one about opening and closing the containers. Everybody forgets to do that. Why, guys? Don't learn the hard way like some people we know. Make your kids test it out. So I want to wish you happy back to school. I want to thank Julie and the rest of my Twiniversity team for playing along today. And of course, I like to thank GH Cretors and Popcorn Indiana for playing with us as always because we love you guys. But most importantly, I want to thank you. Yeah, I see you. I know you watch me all the time. I know you love Twiniversity. We love having you, and I love being able to do things like this with you. So happy back to school, guys. And you're going to see me. You're not going to see me for a second because I'm going to go off screen. But if you have any questions, send us a direct message. And we really do highly recommend that you join the newsletter of the GH Cretors. And you also like the Facebook page of Popcorn Indiana and GH Cretors, because when those limited edition flavors come out, you cannot miss them, especially if they bring back the coconut drizzle. So see you later, alligators, and happy back to school.